Chapter 1 of That Mainwaring Affair. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. That Mainwaring Affair by Maynard Barbour. Chapter 1 The Mainwarings. The fierce sunlight of a sultry afternoon in the early part of July forced its way through every crevice and cranny of the closely drawn shutters in the luxurious private offices of Mainwaring and Company stockbrokers, and slender shafts of light darting here and there lent a rich glow of color to the otherwise subdued tones of the elegant apartments. A glance at the four occupants of one of these rooms, who had disposed themselves in various attitudes according to their individual inclinations, revealed the fact that 3 out of the 4 were Englishmen, while the 4th might have been denominated as a typical American from the professional class. Of rather slender form, with a face of rare sensitiveness and delicacy, and restless, penetrating eyes, his every movement indicated energy and alertness. On the present occasion he had little to say, but was engaged in listening attentively to the conversation of the others. Beside a rosewood desk, whose belongings, arranged with mathematical precision, indicated the methodical business habits of its owner, sat Hugh Mainwaring, senior member of the firm of Mainwaring and Company, a man approaching his 50th birthday. His dress and manners, less pronouncedly English than those of the remaining 2, betokened the polished man of the world, as well as the shrewd financier. He wore an elegant business suit, and his linen was immaculate. His hair, dark and slightly tinged with gray, was closely cut. His smoothly shaven face, less florid than those of his companions, was particularly noticeable on account of a pair of dark gray eyes, cold and calculating, and which had at times a steel-like glitter. Though an attractive face, it was not altogether pleasing. It was too sensuous, and indicated stubbornness and self-will, rather than firmness or strength. Half reclining upon a couch on the opposite side of the room, in an attitude more comfortable than graceful, leisurely smoking a fine Havana, was Ralph Mainwaring, of London, a cousin of the New York broker who, at the invitation of the latter, was paying his first visit to the great western metropolis. Between the 2 cousins there were few points of resemblance. Both had the same cold, calculating gaze, which made one, subjected to its scrutiny, feel that he was being mentally weighed and measured, and would, in all probability, be found lacking. But the Londoner possessed a more phlegmatic temperament. A year or 2 his cousin's junior, he looked considerably younger, as his hair and heavy English side whiskers were unmixed with gray, and he was inclined to stoutness. Seated near him, in an immense armchair which he filled admirably, was William Mainwaring Thornton, of London, also a guest of Hugh Mainwaring, and
Sample complete. Ready to continue?